We're going to move on to, with just a couple of minutes remaining, to closing statements in our debate. As per our order to start the debate, Representative Laughlin.
I want to thank WPRO for hosting today's debate and all of the listeners for joining us this morning. Today you've heard two very different candidates and listened to our views about how to lead this country forward. The most important issue in this race is our flagging economy. I want to restore prosperity by giving risk takers and entrepreneurs the tools they need to create jobs and grow our country. I believe in lower taxes, less spending, and smaller government. My opponent believes we're just one more government program away from salvation. He supports Nancy Pelosi's big government agenda and a health care plan that will take Medicare benefits away from seniors and interfere with the doctor-patient relationship. If David Cicilline goes to Washington, he'll vote to continue the path of overspending and overtaxing that's been the hallmark of this Congress. I believe that we can do more with what we have. We don't need a bloated government bureaucracy to help us take care of our seniors and ensure future prosperity for our children. I've often said that I'm in this race for my daughters. I want my girls to grow up in America I grew up in, where hard work and determination were the path to success. Getting our country back on track is the first step toward that goal. I'm John Laughlin. I'm running for Congress, and I respectfully ask you to vote November 2nd.
Thank you. Mayor Cicilline.
Thank you very much for having this debate today. And I'm, again, running for Congress and asking your listeners to vote for me on November 2nd. I believe that we are at a very critical time in our country's history, and what we need is someone in Washington who's going to stand up and fight for ordinary Rhode Islanders, ordinary Americans who have been forgotten. Washington has worked really well for the big corporations, the big special interests, and powerful lobbyists. What we need is someone who's fighting for Rhode Island families, that will fight hard to get people back to work by investing in manufacturing again, making things here in this country, by investing in our infrastructure, by helping small business, and resist the temptation to go back to the old ways of the wild, wild west on Wall Street, of giving power to big corporations and big oil companies. And when I'm campaigning and people say, can we solve these problems? I tell them, this is America. We have solved the problem of every generation, and we can do it here. It will take hard work, perseverance, determination, and the willingness to stand up and fight for what's right. And if you send me to Washington, that's exactly what I'll do. Thank you.
Mayor Cicilline, thank you for coming. Representative Laughlin, thanks for joining us this morning. Thanks as well to my panelists, Darlene Violet, as well as Jim Hummel, and we thank you very much. Again, you've been listening to a special edition, John DePietro and the WPRO Morning News. This brings our debate to an end. If you're watching our debate on 630WPRO.com, you need to go back to our homepage now and click on the studio cam to view the Dan York Show. Many thank yous to the candidates, our panelists, our engineering staff led by Chief Engineer Duffy Egan, our interactive staff led by Patrick Austin and Megan Dias, Promotions Director Rebecca Berger, Executive Producer Nick Blair, WPRO Program Director Paul Gianmarco, General Sales Manager Joe Lembo, and Citadel Providence General Manager Barbara Haynes. Coming up after the news, Jim and Arlene will join WPRO's Dan York, along with GoLocalProv.com's Stephen Beal, as we break down the debate and we take your phone calls. And don't forget, round 2 of our debate doubleheader this afternoon with the 2nd District candidates, again 5 o'clock on a special edition of the Buddy Cianci Show. We'll talk to you in just a couple hours. We thank you for listening.